Hi everybody. I was thinking about that book that we were reading, Maisie Goes to the City, and I loved this picture in it of the city in the night time with all the lights in the windows and all the buildings, some in the front and some right in the back, and particularly love the nighttime sky with the stars in the back. You see that? And here's another one, and it's got the nighttime sky with the moon and the stars, and do you remember the little owl? And then the buildings, some of them are way behind and some of them are in the front like that. So I thought we might try and make that picture. So I'm going to pop the book down out of the way here, and I'm going to show you lots of different ways we can make a city, make all the buildings. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a bit of printing. So I'm going to use this piece of cardboard, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to paint the edge of the cardboard like this with lots of paint. And what I can do then is I can make the edge of a building. Let's put it here maybe. It's going to be a big tall building. So I'm going to push it down really hard to print it. And then put a bit more on. And then push it down again. Like that. And then I need a bit for the top, so I might just bend that over it. And then I can go across the top to make the top of the building like that. Can you see now? It's kind of a rectangular shape. It's got two long sides and two shorter sides, the top and the bottom. It's a rectangle, isn't it? So that's going to be one of my buildings. Now, did you notice what I did here is I took a big black piece of paper because I'm going to make a nighttime picture, so black is good for the nighttime. And I took 3 and stuck them together on the back with some masking tape. So I'll have a nice big long picture of the city with all the buildings in it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a block. Do you remember these brown stairs? So I've taken one of the blocks from the brown stairs, and it's nice and long, like a rectangular shaped building. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a sponge brush and this nice yellow paint, I think, and I'm going to paint it like that. And again, I'm going to use printing. So this time, instead of printing with the cardboard, I'm going to print with the block and see what that looks like. I've never printed with such a big block before, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like. It'll be fun to find out. It's like a kind of experiment. I think I'll try that one there, right at the front. So printing just means kind of pushing down, doesn't it? You're kind of pushing down the paint onto the page with something unusual. In this case, it's a block. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. It's got a lovely texture. Can you see it? It's got little lines in it. And again, it's another rectangle, isn't it? I'll give that a wash later to get the paint off it. And what else can I do? Oh, I've got a rolling pin. I thought that might be fun to print with. Let's see now. I might use the blue, but I don't have another blue brush with me here, so I'll just use that yellow one. Dip it in. And I'm going to put the paint along there. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see what happens. I don't know if this will work or not. We'll just try it and see. Oh, did you see what's happening? Squeaking, isn't it? I think I need more paint, don't I? Maybe I need to put paint all over the brush for it to work properly. Put it all over one side anyway. There we go. Let's see how that works now. I'm going from the bottom and printing all the way up to the top. little gap there. I wonder if I can fill that up by putting more paint on the brush, on the rolling pin. See if that'll work now. Yeah, that's closing it up, isn't it? There we go. That's a really wide rectangle, isn't it? This is a narrow one, a wide one, and that's kind of a medium one, isn't it? Okay, and I'll wash the rolling pin later. What else can I use? How about the roller? I might use, let's see, I think I might use the really nice reddy orange again for that. So I'm going to just put some paint on the roller. And then, where will I do that? Maybe over at the very edge of this one. Whoop. I think I'll make it a short thing. Oh, I like those lines. The roller isn't rolling very much, so it's just scraping some lines, but I think that looks good. There we go. It's going to be a shorter, thick building. It's still wide, but it's not tall to the top of the page, is it? That looks good. So those are all different ways of making kind of printing buildings. And the other thing I wanted to do that I thought would be fun is use a kind of collage technique. And a collage technique is where you stick different materials down on the page. So you can see I've got this nice piece of cardboard. So I'm going to stick that down with some glue. Now you can use either a glue stick, like this one, or runny glue, whichever one you prefer to do the collage of sticking down different papers. So I'll stick this one down. Oops. I might stick it here, and then it's going to look like it's in front of these buildings, isn't it? So that looks like it's in the front now. And then I have this silver paper that I liked. So I'm going to cut a piece of that out. Oops. That's tall, isn't it? I think that's going to reach all the way to the top. Oh, I might do the shiniest side out, and so I'll put the glue on the back. And you can use any kind of bits of paper you have at home and cut them into kind of rectangles or squares or any shape that you think a building looks like. I love this silver. I think I want to put it right in the middle because it's so shiny, isn't it? Oh, look, the yellow building's almost completely hidden now, isn't it, behind there? That's okay, it's just peeping out. Now, what other ones have I got? I'll put that one down. Oh, the newspaper. I had this lovely newspaper. I thought, oh, that could make a good building because it's also a rectangle shape. And I like the way the printed words are on it. I think that's going to look good. It's got green words and black words, isn't it? Now, where should I put this one? Just here, I think. And this time I think I might just use the glue stick to stick it down. Here we go. Oopsie daisy. I think I'll put that one there. And then I had these nice flowery ones. Isn't that nice? That's from an old tissue box. So I'm going to use that. Maybe use the glue stick again. Might put that one right next to the newspaper one. Actually, maybe a little bit beside that one there. And what else? Oh yeah, I thought it would be fun to use this. So what I'm going to do with this one is, I'll show you now. Actually, that's quite cool, isn't it? It's from a packet of Cheerios cereal. So I might just use that the way it is, actually. I'm going to get some runny glue on that one. I think it'll be quite tricky to stick down because the card is really heavy on it. So I'll use the stronger glue, which is the sticky glue. Maybe over here on the edge. Now they look like all different buildings in the city. I have one tall gap here, but I might even just leave that